Welcome to the PropLink AI podcast. I'm Stuart Quintel, the founder of PropLink AI, and today's guest has a seriously impressive hustle. Joining us is Ace Qureshi, founder of Ace Deals. It's a Houston-based commercial real estate firm with a sharp consulting edge. In just 18 months, Ace has gone from flipping info lots to managing 1,500 plus multifamily doors, and he's not slowing down. He's also building software to redefine transparency in CRE deals, and he's on a mission to train the next generation of real estate consultants. Ace, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Oh man, thank you, Stuart, for having me here. Really excited.
Now, I'm excited because for a young guy, you've done quite a lot in this, especially in the property space. So, if we just rewind the tape a bit, you started in wholesaling, like flipping houses, doing volume. What
Yeah.
was that grind? Yeah, what was the grind like?
Oh yeah. So, man, about to go back in memory lane. In a sense, it was a tough grind, right? Because when I started roughly around 2018, going into 2019, it wasn't as popular, right? It wasn't as like mainstream in a sense because there was not that many fancy tools out there, for you to like leverage. So like I was a car salesman. Car salesman hours are 9 to 9, right? And then I had to make a shift. I was like, hey, how can I get into real estate without like getting my license and like getting tied down and like I just I didn't get no excitement for like showing houses, right, and making like a small commission. So the grind was very tough in the beginning, right? But I feel like it got tougher now since it got more popular, right? Everybody,
Okay.
you don't have to have the skills to make money. You just gotta have the tools to make money, right? And that's what drove me away from info lots and like single family homes and duplexes because I'm like it's so saturated. So now we're here 18 months later in a whole different niche, trying to reshape the landscape of commercial. So
Mhm.
the grind hasn't changed. The grind is still hard, if I would say, right? It's
Yep.
just the mindset of growing and the challenge you have to put yourself to, right? It don't matter if you're a 10-year seasoned veteran in real estate. If you come to the off market property disposition side, acquisition side, you'll face some difficulties. It's just a transition period. But once you get your hand going, momentum going, you'll be flying.
Yep. Uh, Now, in those early days, you called your early team, like scrappy, like you're 5 people, scaling fast,
Yeah.
stress. You're probably failing at a few things, but also learning a lot as well. Like, what did that sort of teach you about deal making?
Yeah. So one thing about me is like I like to say yes to a lot of things fast, right? One of my I like to call them my digital mentors, Jim Rohn, right? His favorite
Yep.
quote is this, Stuart. He said, "Try to get into as many yeses as you can." All right, because the more yeses you could get into, there's two things you'll learn: a lesson or you gain something. All right.
Hmm.
There's no loss. So for me, like when we were building this team and we were scaling and we were going into like COVID was coming, it was post COVID, everybody was shutting down. What we did is like we turned up, right? Something in my mind told me like, hey, scale. So like we went from a 5 to a 10 to a 12-man team and just having like people just cold call. And like that helped us hedge against what everybody was fear mongering about. Like, hey, like the world is a collapse thing, X, Y, and Z.
Hmm.
But believe it or not, in COVID time, we made a lot of money when people were waiting for the stimulus check, and it was kind of like, oh, this is a side that they don't show you. That skills could feed you over time when you have something that you bring to the marketplace, right? So hopefully that answered your question, Stuart.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, you're speaking of hedging your bets. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you built this business or started this business in 2018, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came to an exit and you sold
Yeah.
that business to a hedge fund. So,
Yeah.
what was the thinking behind that decision?
Oh man, I think I wasn't thinking. You know what I mean? I was,
Yes.
like just
Somebody
being.
asked.
Yeah, somebody asked. I was like, here you go, because like I said, like Jim Rohn was like, say yes, right? Like
Yeah.
imagine if I didn't say yes. Right now, I was like, oh no, somebody like offered on my property, like my business, and I'm gonna keep it because I think it's worth $100 million business. No, I wanted to pop my cherry. All
Yep.
right, even if it was for like a 600K exit, I'll take it. Right, but in the end of the day, it was an exit that I created from nothing, from my straight grit, like determination and hustle. And now it was like I got that under my belt. So now like an exit is nothing new to me because I already went through it. All right.
Hmm.
Like, so hoping that,
Yep. Yeah. Uh,
that mental, that like mental shift, like what they say, like, I used to be a skateboarder when I was younger, right? And everybody's scared of falling, breaking a bone. The faster you break your leg, the faster you'll get over that and get better at skateboarding. Right? Everybody wants to jump on a board and just wants to like ride and not get hurt, but do tricks like Tony Hawk. Well, bro, you gotta break a few bones to do so. You know what I mean? So hopefully that answers your question.
yeah.
Just a little
No,
analogy.
just wait till you get a bit older, yeah, and then if you find out about injuries that just last a bit longer when you're a bit older.
Yep.
So for post exit, you want to like what did you want to build next?
All right, so right now, man, that's a good question, right? I'm building accelerated commercial equity deals, right? This is a consulting firm in the commercial space. This is something that I'm super passionate about, right?
Yep.
And it was just an idea that developed of like, hey, I just want to wholesale commercial deals.
Hmm.
To like, hey, I want to become a consultant into commercial deals. To like, hey, like I want to build a consulting firm that is circled and honed around one word, which is transparency, right? Because in the last 18 months, we've probably looked over and underwrote over 300 to 450 billion dollars worth of businesses, right? And
Yeah.
one thing that we learned, right, in the last 18 months, we sold roughly around 33.7 million. That's 20 deals, all right, in the last 18 months. And the common denominator, right, that got those deals done was transparency,
Hmm.
right? Because you have to understand this, Stuart. There's a lot of people that are really good at being a broker. There's a lot of people that are really good at being an agent, right? There's a lot of
Hmm.
people that are really good at in real estate, but there's a lot of people that are not good at real estate. And a normal guy like me is speaking for normal individuals that's trying to make a living in real estate part time, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a consulting firm where we consult professional individuals. There are realtors, brokers, lenders, sellers, syndicated private equity firms that don't have the means of time to do the boring work, which is being transparent and getting deals done. People think being transparent is being honest. No, being transparent is like, hey, getting the boring deals, right? And doing the boring stuff,
Hmm.
right? And that's what we're trying to reshape in a sense. So for us, it's like we want to build an ecosystem where it's circulated around one word, which is transparency, and that's what got these 18 deals across the table. And there's stories behind all these 18 deals. I don't know if we have enough time for today.
Well, I mean, like part of that sort of with the transparency, like, and also part of your values. You've said that you only say yes to deals that align with your values and goals.
Yeah.
What's how what's your filtering process?
Oh yeah, man. It's super simple. It's super simple. Do we see eye to eye? That's it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
If we see eye to eye, we'll do business, right? One thing that I trained my team, right? We have an 18-man team now, right? We're about to, most of it is like, international individuals from like Egypt and Philippines. Those individuals are hardworking, right? And
Hmm.
the thing about them is like I train them in one thing, right? When we're doing acquisitions and dispositions, when we're doing consulting calls, it's like this. You want to do business with people that want to do business with you. Okay?
Yep.
Because when you're consulting somebody, right? And when you're putting them through a stress test, a vetting process, you really want to make sure that you're vetting them for your sake and your sanity. Because
Yep.
in business, when you're moving commercial, it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 plus months to get it done. That's 180, 120, 200 days to get one transaction done. You
Hmm.
want to make sure that you're doing business with somebody for 200 days with somebody that you like. You don't want to
Yep.
wake up and do business with somebody that you don't like. Some people
Yep.
that you don't want to talk to. right? So like for us, it's like, hey, if we like you, we trust you, you have the same, you know, goal in mind, and if you see that we're the best fit for each other to get this accomplished, let's get it done, right? Because the easier, the less friction is between us and the client, the easier it is for us to be transparent on the back end and the front end. And guess what? That's a common denominator that a lot of people miss.
Yeah. Well, speaking of then, like how you know, from getting the alignment to the good fit, like who are your ideal clients right now? Are
Yeah.
they
So
like
right now it's the baby.
investors? Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
Right
again?
now it's the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Right. So we have different avatars for our business. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We have baby boomers who are selling their businesses. Right. There's data out there showing that there's people that there's baby boomers that have acquired a $5 to $10 million portfolio and have kids around my age 27, 28, 30 that don't want to do nothing with those assets. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, just sell it. And that right there is where it's like irking my nerve because I'm first generation in America, right?
Yep.
Imagine if my parents were here, they had a 20 minute, portfolio, right? It's like I would love to acquire or hire, like get that in my will or whatnot, right? But with the baby boomers, that's one of our biggest, avatar because they're selling their RV parks, their office buildings, their multifamilies that they've been holding for 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's one. We have another avatar, which is the over leveraged syndication groups, right? Which is the
Yep.
debt market. Individuals that bought multifamily assets with like variable rates in like 2020, 2023, which now are going belly up because the float hit. As soon
Yep.
as the float hit, they turn upside down and they're bleeding money. And now guess what? People are coming in and they're rescuing them. That's a smart money. All right,
Mm-hmm.
smart money is coming in. They're not leveraging the back. They're using their own equity stack, their own rescue capital, proof equity structure, seller financing, hybrid deals, LLC buyouts. All these structures come in and buy them out with a loss. All right, these
Okay.
individuals bought it peak. As soon as the
Yep.
interest rates started floating, it devalued the asset, cash flow went negative, and these individuals are coming up and buying at a 20, 30% discount. So that's one of our avatars. And our third avatars is individuals, normal Americans like myself, right? They're lenders, brokers, realtors that don't have time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have deals. So for us, it's like if you have a deal and you don't have time because life hits, right? There is the fact that most of the realtors in 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 the um in the real estate space is like single mothers, right? And
Yep.
when you're a single mother, your grind is really different, right? But when you're trying to break that rat race and come into commercial, it could get very tedious. So we want to be here on the ACE deal side and the ACE consulting side where we're a done for you service for these individuals, right? So we have three different avatars which help us, empower our, pipeline, our deal flow for our, clients that are looking to, deploy capital by end of the year, our PE firms, our institutional, partners. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
an ecosystem that we're building, like right hand, be left hand type of situation.
Nice.
I know that was a long-winded answer, but I wanted
Yeah.
to give you the bigger picture.
No, it's, I mean, like it's fantastic that you're sharing so much information and also, you know, how you're doing it. So now with your student base, you mentioned that you're up to about 160 students already.
Yeah,
You know, I guess the interesting thing is like, what is the niche that, or the gap that
yeah.
you found that you thought that was missing that you're teaching them? What are you teaching them,
Oh
and how
yeah,
did
you
you sort of
probably
identify that gap? Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably gonna be like, okay, this is getting annoying or redundant, but I'm teaching them transparency. Da-da-da. Like that's pretty much it. Like Stuart, like believe it or not, like all my students. So we're currently on Discord, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna transition from Discord and we're gonna go to the school community with Alex
Yep.
Ramosi, and it's just free, right? We have different tiers, but like entry is free, right?
Yep.
Come in and just there's so much content of just me talking with my team, me talking with other people that I'm building their business with, right? And I'm just like giving it out for free, right? The thing that I'm trying to show people is transparency is not only like in business, right? It's a lifestyle. People don't understand that. Like you're like, hey, you're giving so much. I rather just give it to you for free because in the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, I wish that I had somebody on the internet like myself when I was going through it, right? So like there's
Yep.
a quote that Jim Rohn said also. He's like, be that someone you wish you had that when you were going through it when you needed someone, right? And
Okay.
I want to be that someone for the individuals out here, whoever is listening, right? That hey, just listen to these wise words, just listen to the word transparency, and you'll go a far way. And man, being transparent, you gotta have tough skin. You're gonna get
Yeah.
chewed up, spit out. People are gonna walk over you. You're gonna come across some sharks. When you come across some sharks, be a shark, but be a transparent shark, right? Like so, like there's so many things and so many tactics, soft skills, hard skills, negotiation skills, how to have leverage in the conversation, how not to say too much, how to underwrite deals, how to give good feedback. We teach all of that, right? And that's where our students come from, and we call them ACE partners, right?
Hmm.
Because in the end of the day, like if you meet an ACE partner, I want them to be a reflection of my core values and my teachings and my beliefs, because that's how you'll change the ecosystem one deal, one person at a time, right? And just want to
Nice.
manipulate it
Nice.
like as much as I can.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I guess then the other flip side of your business is you're also managing all the doors still. So
Oh yeah.
you've got a portfolio of about 1,500 doors. So how did that come together, and where do you see that side of the business going?
Oh man, so we have the Ace Capital side, right? So we have different verticals
Yep.
that's running because it flows. It all flows. It comes from the acquisition, which is the lead source, then the disposition. We keep some, we sell some, and then we buy some with the Ace Capital side, right? So we're currently managing with around 1,500 doors, right? That came about by networking, all right? Like a lot of these
Hmm.
multifamily deals that we come across are traded at dinner tables. All right, like a
Yep.
lot of deals that I'm a part of, that I'm successfully transacting in, is like handshake to handshake. Somebody take us out to sushi or go get some boba or go get some steak. All right, and it just comes up like, hey Ace, I got 300 units that I'm looking to sell. Do you know anybody? Oh, well, let me
Yep.
talk about this. Okay, and like the mindset here is to grow this portfolio to like 5,000 doors, 10,000 doors, 11,000 doors, because as you see, there's a lot of, I don't know how much you know about this, but in California, they're building apartment buildings without any parking spots, right?
Okay. Yep.
Why? Because people don't drive no more, right? If you come here, like the houses in Texas are like 450K, 500K. Somebody that's an average John Joe, like a John Doe that's 25 to 26 or 28 years old, don't even have good credit, right? Can't
Hmm.
even get a mortgage, right? So we're in a renters market, right?
Yep.
For life. As you guys see, like all these big, BlackRock and Blackstone, all these people are hedging against this. Like these guys, like all these DR Hortons and all these big developers, they cannot sell their homes. Guess what they're
Hmm.
doing? They're coming in, they're putting it together, and they're selling it to the big fish. And the big fish is not selling mortgages; they're doing rent to own.
Yep.
They're giving you a rent to own mortgage. And I don't know if you guys seen that. There's like a new credit thing with hard money lenders where like now like when you pay your rent, it can help your credit. Like as a
Yeah.
tenant, like
I've
as
seen.
like
Yeah. I've definitely seen, and I've spoken to a few clients out of the states who operate in that space from the
yeah.
lending perspective, but also from the development side as well. Like
Yeah.
the
So like
yeah.
it's super crazy. Like so for us it's like we have the now in mind, but we also have the future in mind. Right? And now like the biggest thing is this. People 4 or 5 years ago were fighting over multifamily built in 1980, 1970, 1999.
Mhm.
There's multifamily right now that is for grads that are built in 2005, 2006, 2008, 2010, 2015. Because of what? Because of bad debt or because of
Yeah.
exits. That's pretty much it. Right? So like now it's like there's so much opportunity to buy, but the money is so expensive. All right. And the money is so expensive,
Yeah.
nothing is moving. All right. So for us, it's like our goal is to, hey, let's be as strategic as possible. Focus on the entry. If
Hmm.
we focus on the entry, no matter what market cycle we go through, right? We will definitely hedge against it, right? And for us, it's like we are trying to not. Our business plan is not come in, fix it up, sell it. Our business plan is come in, do the value add, refi, keep the cash flow, pay the debt,
Yep.
get lower debt. It's a legacy asset, right? And keep the cash flow. Like cash flow is where the money comes from, right? When you have
Yeah. Yeah.
money coming in hand over fist, aka mailbox, man, you're not worried. You have better sleep at night, So hopefully that answered your question. That's our
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah. All right. Now switching tack a bit, like speaking about the now, you're building the proprietary software called ACE.
Nice.
What's your vision? What's your vision
Man, so
behind
my
it?
vision is I want to be the Amazon
Yeah.
for commercial real estate, right? I always tell my team this. I'm like relationships, right? Used to take time, all right? But now you're on Tinder, you swipe left and right, you figure out who you want to meet within 30 seconds.
Yep.
Okay. Well, look at Jeff Bezos, right? He started selling off books, but now he's in everything possible, commerce to food to real estate, everything. But one thing that really shifted my mind was when he added a feature where you have to add your card when you download the Amazon app. So when you
Mm-hmm.
add something to your cart, you click cart, pay now. What
Yep.
happened? That step of somebody adding their card to check out and getting cold feet and thinking about, oh, I gotta pay bills, I gotta do this. It's not there no more. It's quick. So our thing is, how can we be so? How can we consult on deals that are off market, right? That are selling as is, where it is with true cash flow. One of my favorite sayings, from one of my, good friends is like this. He said, buy in the money so you don't gotta get to the money. All right. And so that is our thing, right? So we want to come in and we want to build, right? An
Yep.
ecosystem where we have cash flowing deals from day one. We have lenders available to fund it. We have, you could schedule your DD, you could track your deals, you could choose your own title company, you could communicate with the seller, and guess what? Everything is done on the app. Click, 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 buy now, you're good. And with us, we want to add, I know we're really big on XRP and, crypto. So we want to make sure that we could have an ecosystem where we could use, one exchange to use crypto and digital currency to
Mm-hmm.
sell real estate in the future and smart contracts for title purposes, deed purposes, because as we move forward, we want to be in those conversations and we want to develop, right? So I feel like as we grow, that is like the long term vision. But right now, the vision is to launch it, test it with beta, and then
Mm-hmm.
see how it goes, how the market reacts to it, and keep building it, right?
Yep.
And that's pretty much it on the high level.
Yeah. What I guess like going from what you've been doing, in the from a real estate perspective to building code or to building the software, like how's the process been for you, and then I guess what's any unexpected roadblocks that you've had?
Yeah. So, man, so the process been a little shaky, all
Yeah.
right? Because there's so many ideas that you get, but not all of them are good ideas, right? So one of my thing is I am a doer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it comes to when you come to building and software and time, right? And you're managing so many verticals at the same time. The biggest thing is I wish I had endless capital to experiment my ideas,
Yeah.
right? Like, okay, let's try this. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try this. It did because there's two things. Either you pay somebody to try it for you, or you gotta invest the time to learn how to do it to even put that idea in motion,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for me, it's man, I wish I had money like Elon. I'll try all my ideas every day, figure out which one is the best one, and go from there. So I feel like being self-funded, right, and self-funding three different verticals of ACE at the same time is one of the biggest drawback because my ideas are not having their scientific thesis of hey, this is good or this is bad. So what I'm doing is I'm running verticals in my mind with diagrams, and I'm verbally teaching my students and like trying it on them to see if it works, right? And it's like a price that you have to pay, right? So like
Yeah.
it's kind of a slower process, but I'm really appreciative of like the journey that I'm on because I want to be bootstrapped and self funded as long as I can because I don't want to dilute the idea that I have because I really invested into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea to be like, as you sort of say, like if you had all the money in the world, you could spend all the
Yeah,
money in the world and still not execute.
yeah, yeah.
In
So
like,
for me it's like this, Stuart. Not to cut you off, it's like, look,
yeah,
if I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't have this drive. All right,
yeah,
like as you see Ronaldo, right? Cristiano Ronaldo, he has a son. He don't want
hmm
to be a soccer player. Like you see Michael Jordan's son. He don't want to be a basketball
yeah,
player, right? You see Messi's son. He don't want to be a soccer player. Like it's just like the grind that Cristiano Ronaldo and all these athletes and all these individuals like the guy from the Oracle and his son and Jeff Bezos and like all these people like they don't have that drive that their
yeah,
first parents had that drive, right? So like for me, it's like I'm really glad that I am first generation and I have that hunger to like, hey, let me work. Let me like put my excuses to the side and bootstrap this like every day, right? So like I'm really appreciative. I see it as like a my time capsule, right? I don't have a timeline of like, hey, by like 30, I gotta be a billionaire. No, like I don't have that timeline. I'm like, hey, when it happens, it happens. I'm gonna show up every day, right? And I'm gonna do this every day until it's my time to go. That's pretty much it. And
that's,
that's what gives me, sanity. I'm not rushing to be buried in nobody. Whenever it's your time, it's gonna be your time, and nobody's
yeah,
gonna stop.
yeah. You mentioned something before around like the three verticals, and sort of want to bring it back to like the technology and process, I guess,
Yeah,
or systems. So you've got the three verticals running. What are the tools or systems that are like keeping things running and keeping it running lean? Because you
yeah,
are
yeah.
bootstrapped. Yeah,
Oh man, you want the honest answer?
yeah.
I am the definition of KISS. Keep it simple,
Keep it
stupid.
simple.
Right? So for me is we have the ACE, consulting side, which is a school community, right?
Yep.
Facebook groups, Discord, which is all free, right? We make videos on Loom. We post it in there. If you
Yep.
want to, join anything, we use Zoom as community calls. Cool. Bird none to nothing. Then we come to the AS tool side. This is where things get a little expensive, right? We
hmm
have these high tools like CoStar, right? Reonomy, Qureshi, Skip Tracer, Spokio, Slack, plugins, AI tools. So that right runs a little bit because we're managing a flow of influx of deals, and we need to make sure we manage it correctly, right? And not miss any steps. And then we go into the Ace Capital side where we have funnels, we have aspens, right? We have cold callers that's vetting people out. So like everything feeds, right? And money is made in the middle and it feeds like this.
hmm
All right. So like we
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
make sure our middle is where we invest most of our capital because everything else is hand over fist, right? And we want to make sure how we could circulate this for free because we're bringing value on this side by giving as much as we can, educating our ecosystem, everybody in proximity that
Yeah.
flows into leads, those deals. We look at them, we consult them, we make sure that we get the best ones, and then we push them, to our dispositions people, and from there they sell them, we generate income, right? We flow it back into our
Yeah.
ecosystem. If you like anything, it pushes to Ace Capital. We try to get a funnel going, get the equity stack, raise the capital, close on it, pay ourselves again on the Ace deal side, and get the money going. Right, so it's like a flow that we have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So, speaking of the flow, managing the flow or keeping the flow going. So,
Yeah,
you sort of said you'd rather have like a lean, loyal, productive team rather than like just putting bodies on seats.
yeah,
What's been the key to building that sort of culture?
man, Stuart, I'll tell you, man. I'd rather have 10 people on my team, right, than have 100 people on my team.
hmm
You could do so much with the lean team, all right, because it allows you and forces you to only say yes to good and quality opportunities.
Yep.
Like if you have 100 people, you're gonna be saying yes to everything. Like you're gonna be like yes, 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 yes. You're not gonna see that turnover rate, right? You're gonna lose so much time. For
Hmm.
us, it's like it forces us to be like, okay, like we'll say yes. I promise to God, I did not think in this market that we're going through, I would be turning away deals. I am turning away deals and opportunities because I'm like, okay, it's not good enough. It's good, but it's not good enough, right? Because we have great opportunities.
Yeah.
I bet you, like, if I didn't have the maturity, right, and I didn't have the circumstance of like having a lean team, right, I wouldn't have that mentality of like turning away these good deals, right? And like that's where like your abundance mindset comes, right? It's like when we were bootstrapping, we said yes
Hmm.
to everything. As we are growing and we're elevating, we're saying no. But we circle the opportunity to our ecosystem. But hey, somebody that wants this opportunity is free. Take it. Here's a connection. And we're feeding the ecosystem, right? We'll say yes to what we could say. We'll give it back because our pool of capital got very serious, right? Like
Yeah.
these individuals have 50 to 100 to 300 plus assets under management, a billion assets under management. These is institutional capital. We
Yep.
cannot take on a sloppy deal that's like for somebody that is just starting up or trying to buy their third or fourth deal. These people are trying to buy 70, $60 million buried whole facilities, portfolios, right? Land development is already permitted and titled, ready to put a shovel as soon as it closes, right? Repurpose of hotels, turning into a hotel into housing, right?
Hmm.
To micro housing, whatever it is, like, buying franchises, buying big businesses, exits, right? That is where we're growing to, right? And like
Yeah.
just like when people send me a single family home, I probably tell you 2019, 2020, 2019, I probably have single family buyers like this. But when somebody sends me a single family home, I'm like, man, who do I
Yeah.
send this to? Who do I send this to? Like, I don't know who to send this to. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like as you grow, as you elevate, those are the nuances that come with it. It's beautiful though.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of looking ahead, like, as you're growing and all that, so 12 to 24 months from now, what are you most excited about?
Man, my launch for the A
Yeah.
software. I'm really excited about the launch. I'm really excited about taking the community from Discord and putting it in school, right? I've been watching a lot of Gary Vee. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like whenever I watch him, like he's talking to me only, right? Like he's so passionate, like he's just
He
screaming
talks
at me.
a, he talks a lot.
He talks a
He
lot,
talks
but
a lot.
he talks a lot. But I feel like he's just talking to. He's like, make content, make content. So like, for my thing is, I want to at least put out like 500 to 600 piece of content, right, in the next 12 months. Launch, the A software, launch and grow the school community, and be on more podcasts, travel more, and finally like host a in-person event, for
Yeah.
everybody to come join. So like these are micro things that I want to do for myself, and I feel like that's gonna be, a really a rewarding thing from a guy that just started, selling infill lots to like now, having his own software, his ecosystem, his community, and hosting an event. I feel like that's gonna be like the next milestone that I want to achieve.
Nice. Nice. Now, getting to that milestone, like you've got tools, systems, people, the three verticals. Like, if you could fix, one operational challenge in all that whole process,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Oh man, that's an excellent question. I would say,
You could pick one
I
vertical if
was
you want.
yeah, one vertical. I would
You could
say,
pick one. Yeah.
man, this is a really good question. I haven't thought about this. That's a good question. But if I had to pick one, right, I would say like I would say having a better legal team. Yeah, I would say like
Are they slowing you down, or are they
yeah,
like
like
protecting you, keeping you too safe?
yeah. So like they're kind of too soft. in a sense, right? Because like people try you,
They're
right? And
protecting
when
you.
somebody try you, you try them back. So like, they don't try you again, right? So I feel like my team, my legal team, is very like mindful in a sense. They're like,
Yep.
Ace, we could do this, but this is how much time like we're gonna invest. This is a case that we're gonna build. And I get to thinking, I'm like, bro, 3-4 months, and we gotta go to mediation and this. And I'm like, never mind. Just give them a cease and desist and tap them. And I feel like I need a better legal team that's like, hey, fire, like they go in and like, oh, like don't mess with Ace, Like I just feel
Yep.
like as you're growing, a lot of people try you, Stuart. You probably felt that in your own business as you're scaling, and I feel like it's okay that people try you, but that there's some times where you're like, it should not be okay, right? And I feel like that's across my whole, three verticals. A better legal
Okay.
team.
Yeah. Well, look, it's been like it's been a great conversation. Like
Yeah,
you're a driven man on a mission to change commercial property, and
yeah,
it's I worked in the commercial real estate space for over 6 years, growing a business in the digital
yeah,
world back in Australia. So I understand where the legacy businesses that you're flipping, and like you said, the next generation are coming through. So
yeah,
that's also on the deal side. Like there's a new generation of commercial real estate people.
yeah.
Um, so it's great that you're tackling that challenge. So where can people find out more about whether it's looking to partner, invest, or learn even more from the consulting side?
Yeah, yeah. Um, they could find me on Ace Qureshi, right? LinkedIn. You type in Ace Qureshi, you'll find me on Twitter. You find me on Instagram. I need to get on TikTok. You probably won't find me on TikTok. Um, you'll find me on YouTube. I'm trying to try my YouTube channel, right? If you want
Yep.
to join our school community, right, it's Ace Consulting /schoolcommunity.com, right? If you want to partner with us, my email is Qureshi@aceos.co. You can reach out to us, via that. And Stuart, I just want to take a moment. Thank you for hosting an amazing podcast, and it's just been a delightful conversation with you. All right, I feel like you asked me questions that after this call, I'm thinking about twice. Right, and like is
I appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, like I could probably you probably feel this the same way, Stuart. It's like as individuals that are running in the business and wake up and so committed to their purpose, you don't have a chance to like sit down, put your phone on airplane mode, and just have a decent conversation about your journey. And it's
Yep.
like it's really refreshing. So I really do appreciate this opportunity and this moment that you created for us.
No, look, I'm genuinely appreciative of your time and taking this time out for me and also for people that may be watching this.
Yeah,
So, look, if anyone's wanting to find out more, I'll put all those details into the show notes, so on how to get in touch with you. But also check out what Ace is doing because he's doing bold work in the commercial real estate space, and um, clearly he's always open to new conversations.
yeah, I am. I am. Yeah, Stuart, thank you for having me, guys. This is Ace Qureshi from Ace Deals, empowering the next generation of commercial leads. Thank you so much for
Excellent.
having me.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.